the whole plot of season 3 was Noma wanting revenge for Mecca dying. Well, that just goes back to them and they bad writing. 50 Cent and Courtney Kemp said years ago they trying to turn power into the Marvel cinematic universe. I think at that point she decided she wanted to fuck Kane, so she held on. All right, though. That's a pretty good segment so far. We have 40 minutes with that. We'll move on. We are at Shanti sides with Tommy. Now, I got it on my Instagram where Ghostin sent me, but it's kind of I think it's a little low there and a little um it's a little like I said it's a little low there. Plus, dun, 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 to be your friend. All right, so like I said, in this little teaser, it seemed as if maybe there's a possibility that Shanti might be siding with Tommy here. Ramona had potential to be dangerous, yeah. With her having the political aspect to her, she was very dangerous. If Angela ever committed to the streets with Ghost, she would be the single most terrifying force outside of Ghost in the streets. She would have been tough for sure. You gotta think about that because she had the ability to be manipulative too. She had the beauty going aspect to go to get what she wanted, certain stuff. Plus, she had the power of being a federal prosecutor. So yeah, she absolutely would have been tough. Shanti dies by episode 5, hopefully. I wonder who Shanti was hidden with and acts in the trailer. Instead of Noma in season 3, we should have got Mahoney, who was Mecca's rival teased in season 2. They had a plot set up and did nothing with it. Hell, they could have wrote it to where Mahoney was Carter. Yep, I agree with that. Tommy getting Shanti draws this season, mark my words. Nobody believes me, but I'm telling you, Tommy is a leader. He getting money and about that action. Shanti gonna pull a rock and fuck the enemy. Shanti sides with Tommy maybe it's to keep the enemy close strategy. Could be. But anyway, let's just go ahead and play this little teaser real quick. Say every good lie is veiled in the truth. In Chicago, these are streets, our blocks.
These brothers, they looking out for themselves.
They have no idea who he having his back right now. I'm gonna stop till he takes everything from me.
And what would Michael set you up for?
Never bet against me, because I'm always win. My man came and used to say.
So, do you see the part that I was talking about, where
Every good lie is veiled in the truth.
Where Shanti basically was saying them brothers or something. Hold on, let's put it.
In Chicago, these are streets, outlaws.
These brothers, they looking out for themselves.
She said these brothers, they're looking out for themselves. So basically, it seems like she's giving Tommy a warning that, because this is the thing. We know from the trailer that it seemed that they said Tommy's a lone wolf. So we know Tommy is going to go through some betrayal possibly, and he's going to be by himself. So maybe, Jenard, because here's a plot that I could see potentially happening that could lead to actually, Shanti trying to help Tommy out. We know from season 2 that Shanti was trying to get Jenard to turn against his brother, right? And we all, for the most part, were saying Jenard is going to choose his brother over her. So let's just say that that's still in play. He chooses Diamond over her, and she gets upset, and she finally realized, the realest nigga of all of them is the damn white boy. And she decides, let me go ahead and jump on. And who knows, Kalinga, you could end up being right that she actually end up having a damn, some kind of love affair with this nigga or something, and falling for him, and he end up smacking her. Who knows? But that's what I could see happening that ends up leading to, if it does turn out to be that she actually sides with him. But one thing for sure, if it is that, if it do turn out to be that, she's definitely up out of here, because Diamond, well, not Diamond, more than likely Jenard is going to come back and get her. So that's what I think could be going on. You said Shanti. Let me read these comments from the beginning. Top. Where does Vic the snitch fit into Force this season? Well, to me, I think, of course, I think he's going to be kind of sort of like what when Ghost was trying to keep Cooper Sats alive to use him on the inside. It's going to be similar to that. And me personally, I believe that it's going to turn out to be fruitful. It's going to turn out in Tommy's favor. Like maybe one of these times, Tommy's back is going to be against the wall, particularly maybe when they're talking about he's a lone wolf. And it seems like nobody's going to be there for him. This is how I can see it. I'm going to come over with a scenario right now. Diamond is going to finally turn his back on Tommy, and Tommy's going to be totally without allies. He's probably going to end up escaping with nothing but his life at one point, and then his only allies is going to be his only allies is probably going to end up being D-Mac. I think that's all he's going to have left once all of this shit goes down. Shanti's going to be out of here, and Diamond and CBI is going to turn on him. Miguel, I think at this point, is going to already be dead. JP is going to be dead. And then similar to what I was watching a video on that I think it was Getting Out How I Live. He was talking about this, and I can see it the exact same way. Maria is going to probably have a talk with him, because you remember in the trailer, we heard Tommy talking about burning it all down, and she was saying, "Don't burn it down, get it back." Because basically, we can see that let's be real. CBI ended up reaching the point that they got to because of Tommy. Tommy was the one who made all the big moves and put them in the position that they were in. And then for them to end up turning on him like that, that's probably why he's gonna be like he's gonna burn it all down. But she's like, no, don't burn it down. Get it back. And how can he get it back? she's going to say, is it anybody out there that you could potentially reach out to that can help you out with this? Anybody, possibly even in New York. And that's when he gets the bright idea. Tariq is running an operation in New York, and that's what that phone call we got at the end of season 4 of Book 2 Ghosts comes in. He makes that call to Tariq, says, "Hey, do you have a operation and some soldiers that you could potentially come down here and assist me here? I'm pretty much by myself, and I ain't got no moves left. I would only be, reaching out to you. I'm only reaching out to you because I pretty much ain't got no other option. My family up here is in jeopardy, et cetera, et cetera." And then eventually Tariq said, "Yeah, I got an operation. We family for life. Send me the address. I'm on my way." Boom. Tariq come with his crew. And then that what goes to say, in this teaser that I just played, Diamond was saying, we don't know who Tommy got with him. So I think this is during the time period once possibly Tariq has already arrived and they made some moves already and they're being cautious on what they should do. Or it could be that Tariq hasn't arrived there yet, but he's on his way. And Diamond just knows how Tommy moves. He like, bruh, I don't care if it seems like he's a lone wolf. You can't underestimate that nigga because, like, look at all that he's been able to do in this little short time. Diamond sides with Jenard, and then afterwards, Jenard kicks Shanti to the curb. Yeah, because that's what I think. Scandalous, Shanti scandalous. That's probably why Jenard shot up the funeral. He found out Tommy clapped Shanti, shot the sheets and was hitting it right. Vic probably out of here the very first episode. Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way in hell they taking out Vic the first episode. Do you see all the scenes that Vic was in? There's no way they taking him out the very first episode. I can honestly see Vic lasting majority of the season. I think if Vic gets taken out, Vic's gonna be gone probably in that episode 8. I can see him falling in that episode 8 or something like that, but definitely not 1. You tripping? Episode ones are most of the time reserved for characters who's recognizable but not too big, but not too big, and they get far taken out. Like episode 1 would be somebody like Marshall, recognizable, a recognizable character, but he's not too big. The show don't really need him to really move the storyline forward. So somebody like Marshall may die episode 1. She might want to take over herself and playing both sides, hoping they take each other out. Could be a play of hers too. Tommy gonna have 2 baby mamas. I might be reaching, but I said long ago that I felt Shanti was basically what if Jukebox did not die and her storyline was fully fleshed out. Shanti was Power's attempt to fix their mistake. Okay, I can see that. If y'all haven't already, please hit that like button. It'll go a long way. Yeah, absolutely. Like the morning show, niggas was not hitting that shit in the morning show. We had so many viewers came in the morning show, but no likes. Like niggas really struck out in that damn morning show. And then we was going to go and edit it. I wasn't really paying attention. Like now the morning show, we had 300 some people came through that, but only 11 likes. Like that's crazy. Who all coming with Tariq? Well, I told y'all my opinion a while back, and I'm gonna stick with it. I think for me, I think Tariq is gonna come with Braden. Effie is gonna come. Not sure about Diana, and I think some kind of way Kane is gonna find his way there as well. And then probably a couple of just randoms. that soldiers with them is gonna show up. That's what I believe. What's up, Buckets? Tommy should have made that phone call to 2-Bit. The writers dropped the ball. Tasha will end up in Chicago too. I don't know about Tasha, but absolutely 2-Bit would have been a good. It would have been nice to see 2-Bit for sure. Cause that's like a real street nigga. Like he could have used as a loyal soldier at that. So yeah. Tariq showing up with some random goons. He not bringing Braden or Effie. Make no sense for them to be there. All right. I agree with the random goons, but I'm telling you, they coming with them. Why do you think we got that image of Braden with Tommy and Tariq, and he's like, well, we doing big things, 2026. Tell him, Joe. And then Tommy was like, yeah, Power 2026. We're gonna blow. It's gonna blow your mind. Why was he there? And keep in mind, they was in a forest. They was in the area where it looked like forest set. Braden is coming. You can believe that if you want to, but that nigga is definitely coming. And think about it. That's Tariq's right hand man. Why wouldn't he bring him? Why would he bring a bunch of niggas that he don't know like that? That he don't even know if he can trust. Braden, Effie is the ones that he could trust that he can come with him. Now Effie's job is probably going to be something different. Like she's not going to be a soldier there to do the heavy work with them, but she's probably going to be doing the more technical side of it. And who knows? You just never know. The whole Tejada family might end up showing up. You just never know. They might write it in that, something happens, they end up linking up together and find a way to all show up in Chicago. You just never know. I think they all could pop up for Tommy. That's why they all been quiet and denying coming back to power like Gianni and Woody. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Ali, exactly. Vic being tortured to death by CBI would be a brutal sad. Yeah, they could end up fucking with him like that. With Gianni, I think he is capping about not coming back. But Woody, I think he might be genuine about not wanting to return because he don't want typecast. But see, that's another thing though. With Woody, he's already kind of submitted that he can do something outside of just being a gangster. Because his breakthrough role was the Bobby Brown. It's not Kane Tejada. Folks gotta remember that. Vic got a whole new love interest. Definitely not dying in season 1. Exactly. Vic being tortured to death by CBI would be a brutal, sad end to his story. But once Jenard finds out he's a snitch, it's over with. Anything can happen in any way at any time to him. That was just a play to get people to vote. Nah, them folks are actually there. Braden is just a henchman for Tariq now. They not for bro. That's still his right hand when you get done. I thought Tariq cut Braden off and said he would business from a distance going forward. So yeah, he cut him off as far as being a leader, like actually a decision maker. That's what he cut him off for. But that doesn't mean he's not still part of his right. He's still not his right hand. He's just telling him, look, you're not calling any shots. I'm calling all the shots, and you can run stuff your own way. The one gangster y'all overlooking coming to Chicago would really set things off is Drew. I agree with that. That's why I said the whole Tejada's family might show up. Because I thought about Drew too. And I was actually thinking about doing a video on Drew, kind of. Because I think Drew is kind of like one of the most underrated characters in the whole, for certain, Power book too. And that's as far as his acting skills. Dude is a really good actor. He's a gangster. Like he can hold his own at fighting. I mean, he couldn't beat Kane ass, but I mean, let's be real. They got Kane Superman, so he can throw hands. He deadly with the scrap. He's smart. Like Drew is tough. So yeah, Drew. And then see people like support thinking, oh, that he can't be coming because he's heading to Paris. You don't know how much time has passed through when Tariq received that phone call. That could have been Tariq working for Shitaku for like 6 months already. And something could have happened that Drew has already returned back home. It's too much that we don't know. So you can't just say that he's not returning because he's in Paris. Drew gonna be bleeding rainbows in Chicago. Dude's not playing with him. Power Infinity War. Hey, that'd be so cold though. What if they did have some shit like that? I think this is about to be one thing, and I really hope they don't disappoint. But I think this is going to be the most action-packed season of Power history. I think this season 3 of Force is about to be turned the fuck up. Like you're gonna see bodies dropping in that motherfucker. And then right after that, I think season 5 of Raising Kanan is gonna be very similar. Maybe not quite as much bodies as you know, maybe not quite as many bodies as season 4. I mean, as this season of Force, but I think it's gonna be turned up too. Braden was demoted from being a business partner to an employee. Right, but you still can bring your employees to the to the meetings with you if you wanted to. He's just not a decision maker. Drew could probably beat Tariq ass 1-on-1, no scrap. Well, of course he can beat his ass. Tariq ain't fucking fight. Braden got demoted from a Tommy role to a Julio role. But Julio was still his right-handed, Tommy's right-hand man and Gold's right-hand man, soldier, which is what Braden is going to be right now for Tariq. All right, though. I think that was a pretty good segment there. I'm going to go ahead and head on to the next one, which is